Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in. Great to be with you. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Oh, my goodness. No pressure.
I'm excited about my glasses. I can see.
Gary now can see the world. He said, "Oh, that's what's going on out there."
You don't realize it until you're like in the car, and I was trying to read license tags before I got there yesterday, and then afterwards, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, one of the things we're going to do today in the second segment is I'm going to take Gary's blood pressure. I want to see. I'm going to take 4 readings. I'm going to do 2 readings on each arm.
Okay.
All right. And we'll see what his blood pressure is. We're going to do this on air. Been working with him. I've had him fill out all the forms, intake forms. He's very compliant. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him, and doing an assessment, nutritional assessment of him, and we've been working at this now for a few weeks. So now I'm in a place where I want to measure his blood pressure, and I want to see what it is. We'll check it out. It turns out that high blood pressure has earned the reputation of being a silent killer, and for good reason. High blood pressure being silent refers to people really being unaware of suffering from it, because often there are no warning signs in the early stages of its development to alert the person. And consequently, individuals go undiagnosed. They can go undiagnosed for long periods of time. Not good, because the blood pressure is doing damage to the endothelium of the arteries. The high blood pressure being a killer refers to the 32,200 deaths annually in the U.S. that are attributed to it. This silent killer is even more of a threat when it is a primary or contributing cause of death, accounting for nearly 1,000 deaths daily. Here in the U.S., approximately 7 out of 10 first-time heart attack victims and 8 out of 10 first-time stroke victims are diagnosed with high blood pressure. Oh, connection. About 30% of the U.S. adults suffer from it. The American Heart Association has a prevalence slightly higher at 34%, equating to an estimated 85.7 million adults in our country, 20 years of age or older, and older. Of those people suffering from high blood pressure, only 54% are reported to have it under control. That is, having blood pressure at a systolic blood pressure over diastolic blood pressure less than 140/90. We'll see what Gary's is today. Aging is a risk factor. As people age, the likelihood of developing high blood pressure increases. Therefore, 65 to 67% of people 60 years of age and older suffer from it. Among children and adolescents in the U.S., 11% between 8 and 17 years of age are reported to suffer from high blood pressure or have borderline high blood pressure. It's a serious problem. And, when the arteries get damaged, specifically the endothelium, that's when we get into trouble. Why does my hat look crooked, man?
Because it is. It's uneven the other way.
My head's crooked. That's what's the
It's
matter.
the lumps in it.
It's my head that's out of plumb.
Oh,
Okay, where's that level? Gary got his new glasses and he got a haircut. My God, you look civilized.
I do.
You look like the brother of some guy that rolls in here every morning.
The opposite of the knuckle dragger that walks in here.
Oh
I got a couple questions about high blood pressure.
Yeah.
We talked about the other day off air, and that's high blood pressure and memory loss.
Oh.
I was supposed to bring that back up, and I forgot. I'm
so
sorry.
here's what happens. You have these two arteries that go to your brain,
Right?
called carotid arteries, and they're right around here if you're watching, right? And they can get diseased, and when they get diseased and get constricted, and the blood flow is not good, right?
Right.
You have less oxygen, you have less nutrients going to the brain to feed the glucose. In particular, the brain lives on glucose, and you start to have, you have arteries throughout your body, including your brain. It impairs your memory. It just does. It's not oxygenated enough, and moreover, it's getting diseased because it's not being oxygenated and fed the way it's supposed to be. And so, I wonder what the correlation is between I didn't look at this. I wonder, high blood pressure and Alzheimer's, dementia. Type in high blood pressure and dementia, and I'll bet you there's a correlation. So this is a serious health issue. In its global brief on hypertension, the World Health Organization described the burden of high blood pressure, stating, quote, premature death, disability, personal and family disruption, loss of income, and health care expenditure due to hypertension takes a toll on families, communities, and national finances, close quote. It's true. And a lot of people walking around with it and don't even know. Or they do know and they're not taking their medication, or they're not changing their diet or their lifestyle to help prevent it from, the arteries being even more diseased. This all stems from atherosclerosis. And ironically, high blood pressure is a risk factor for atherosclerosis. It scars, damages the lining of the endothelium of the arteries, the endothelium. And then the body tries to repair it. And you read my articles. I have an article on letstalknutrition.com entitled High Blood Pressure, a Cardiovascular Silent Killer. Is there a connection between?
Yeah, I found this vascular dementia and high blood pressure.
Uh-huh.
And I sent that to you.
There you go. They do occur in the same sentence. So in the second segment coming up, I brought the cuff. We're going to measure Gary's blood pressure. Which side are you going to come on? Am I right or my left?
Oh, we'll stand right there in the middle. I'll
Right.
back this camera.
Yeah, you need to sit.
Yeah. Okay.
You need to sit with your feet on the floor, both feet on the floor, And we're going to take two measurements. We take one on his left arm and two on his right arm. We'll see what it is. We'll jot them down. We'll record it on air live. And how low or how high is it? We'll see.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Here. I don't know where the plug is for that. I'm going to try to take Gary's blood pressure. Is that long enough to reach that? I'm going to take his blood pressure. I've been working with him for the past several weeks. And he's filled out all the intake forms. He has, he's been very compliant. And so what I want to do is measure his blood pressure, and trying to get this thing turned on. There, it's on. So I need if you grab my bag, my black bag. Thanks. No, the knapsack. I will get a pencil or a pen. And we're going to measure his pressure. When's the last time you had your blood pressure measured?
Probably about a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah.
You don't have okay, so you don't have a mic. Does that mic work? Okay.
About a month ago.
A month ago? All right. You recall what it was?
No, but I knew it was like in the normal.
It was normal?
Yeah.
And do you know what the numbers were?
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I had it from a person did it too, not a machine.
Not a machine?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's do this arm, which would be your left arm. Thank you. Tough on.
Hope we don't get in trouble for this gun show going on right now.
Oh, my. All right. Put your arm down on the table. Relax.
So if you guys are watching Let's Talk Nutrition, you're seeing Doc and Gary literally doing a blood test, a blood pressure test. And I'm speaking so Doc can concentrate on the machine. He's got the band wrapped around the arm. If you think about the machines you see maybe at like a grocery store, where you go and sit down, put your arm inside, and then press the button. It goes vroom, 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 vroom.
Relax. Yeah, Stephen, that's right. We're going to see what Gary's pressure is. Is that reading an error? Is that what it's doing? Huh. I don't know what's going on here. Stop. All right. Maybe your arm's too big. Oh, no. This is strange. Worked just fine. We'll see. Okay, there you go. All right.
And what's a blood pressure supposed to be? Like, what's the normal average that you should have?
Well,
and does it vary from a person's body size and weight and all that versus?
Should be less than 120 over 80.
Okay.
Getting an error.
And does a person, again, like I'm a bit of a smaller guy versus Gary, he's a bit of a bigger guy.
Yeah.
So his blood pressure would be the same as mine, or should be?
Not necessarily. Your size should have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It has something to do with the health of your arteries. So we'll see now what his pressure is. Measuring his left arm first, and working here, and we'll get a reading. We'll get a readout here in a second. And it is, what is it?
156 over 109 with 89 beats per minute.
Okay, 156 over 109. Let's write that down.
And how much of a white coat scenario is going to be?
A lot.
Because Gary's sitting there on camera, being broadcast globally all over the world, taking his blood pressure, and you've got the white coat syndrome where you go into a doctor's office and all of a sudden your blood pressure just kind of pops right up because of being nervous.
My mom had that white coat syndrome. I would take her to the doctor, and they would take her blood pressure, and it would be like 250 over, and she would get so concerned, and then a little later, then we would measure it, Stephen, when we would leave. When she was calmed down, she had talked to the doctor, and was the accurate reading. So white coat syndrome is real, and that's a high reading. I mean, that's awfully high. We're going to see what the second reading is on his left arm. Okay, that's 149 over 104. 149 over.
And what you should do is after the show, once the show's over, Gary's done doing his work for the job and everything, have him sit down, take it, maybe post it to Facebook or Instagram to see what it looks like when he's not in this kind of more stressful type of situation.
Yeah.
To see what the reading comes up then.
His arms are awfully big. They're big as my waist. Okay. All right, let's try that, Gary. So we're gonna do this now on his right side, and we'll see what the reading is. And my blood pressure varies. If I'm doing cardiovascular work, if I'm doing cardiorespiratory work, running, walking a lot during the week, when I go to the gym or whatnot, the blood pressure is like 117 over 80, 115 over 80, 153 over 102. 153 over 102. Let's do it again. These are high.
My heartbeat was 91, that one.
Yeah, this is awfully high. We'll see what the second reading is on his right arm. And so now we have something we're going to measure him again in a little while, maybe after the show or toward the end, and we'll see what it is. And we'll see what this reading is this time.
Yeah, again, like I said, you should definitely do it after the show. And again, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, post it to there so you can see the reading when he's in more of a relaxed state.
Yeah. That's coming to come up. That reading's going to come up. Taking a while. We'll see. We come back. We'll finish this up, and we'll talk about Gary. Oh my!
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oregano P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
Pressed for time? Listen to every Let's Talk Nutrition show as a podcast at your convenience. Search for Let's Talk Nutrition on the iHeartRadio app or your Amazon Echo device.
From the Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center.
Serious crash in Hillsborough County blocks lanes on southbound 75 just before Big Bend Road. Traffic backed up from before Gibsonton Drive. Think about exiting off and using 301 or 41 instead through this area. Also, we're seeing delays on northbound 75 north of I-4. A crash just before Fowler in the left-hand lane. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm Abrahamson Uterick, Hillsborough. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Staples. It's the final week of Staples Chair Event. Save up to 40% on a huge selection of chairs for your home or office. Now, the Staples Merit Desk Chair is just $99.99. That's a $70 savings. Ends 3/2/19 while supplies last. Staples.
In an era when it's tough to know which news outlets to trust, there's an alternative which gives you the information about the topics you're interested in. It's the Katz Roundtable with John Catsimatidis. From politics to pop culture, senators to media.
At the beginning of with the people who invented the work van over 100 years ago, Mercedes-Benz. You'd give your new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter advanced technology and safety to keep you connected and protected. You'd make it available in diesel and gas, and there would be thousands of configurations and upfits to choose from. You build it right here in the USA, because your one-of-a-kind business deserves nothing less than a van that's built for you. Introducing the all-new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, the safest, most innovative Sprinter yet, starting at just $33,790. Built for you, the all-new Sprinter, built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz, vans, born to run.
MSRP excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. See dealer for details about costs and terms. Equipment described as optional. 2019 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter available soon.
If you had any idea how absolutely insane the stock market is,
unconventional wisdom is sweeping the nation, and you are next.
You need to stop being dependent on a paycheck.
The Del Walmsley Radio Show is on 1250 Wins WHNZ, weekdays at 1 p.m. From the Weather Center, Abrahamson and Uterwick. Experience counts. See the results. Pinellas Hillsboro.
Your Tampa Bay area forecast, cloudy. A 60% chance for late day and early evening showers. High 76. Tonight, cloudy and windy. Low 65. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, drier and warmer. A 10% rain chance. High 79. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Troy University. At Troy, military students get the support they need to succeed, including undergraduate and graduate scholarships. Also, military spouses and dependents receive up to 50% in tuition savings. Head toward the future you've always wanted. Visit troy.edu/oneandall.
Now, a 1250 WHNZ market update.
Wall Street opening up in the negative. Dow down 60 points to 25,997. NASDAQ falling 14. The S&P index off by 5 points. Impact Radio 1250 Wins, WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. I was taking Gary's blood pressure, and we took it 2 readings on his left arm, 2 readings on his right arm. And left arm, I don't know, 156/90, 149/104. Those are high. Right arm, 153/102, 160/103. I'm going to measure them again a little later and see what they are. He may be feeling a little stressed. We're going to be talking about stress with Chris Herbert today, by the way. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. You don't remember? Do you remember what the readings were when they did your blood? Did they even tell you?
No, they did. I brought that paperwork in. I'll have to look for it.
That drives me crazy. I always have to look to see when I get my blood pressure taken. I'm very assertive.
Right.
Imagine that. And I'll ask them, what was the reading? If they don't, nurse doesn't tell me, I will get up and go look at the machine.
I know a lot of people are scared to ask their doctor questions. Man. Why is that?
I don't know. Should not be. No, don't do that. Stress. You were experiencing a little stress. I mean, we were on air and we were fuddling around with the machine a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Do them again, Gare, when we're off air, and then maybe I'll do it again when we're back on air. I just want to see. But stress will make the pressure go up, no doubt. The aforementioned Chris Herbert is waiting in the wings. I've known Chris now a long time, and he's an educator for Ridgecrest Herbals. They're new to Let's Talk Nutrition. We love having them on, and Chris is great. He's always, he's on the money. He's always ready. He's ready to go. He knows what he's doing. And the company has an interesting point of view and perspective about things, and I always look for that. And so I want to welcome Chris back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Chris, welcome to the show. Great to have you back on. You wanted to talk about stress, no pressure.
Yeah, Dr. Garka, thanks for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And I was listening in. Gary, those numbers sound pretty high, my friend.
Yeah. I'm freaked out.
Well, we're going to measure them again. I always tell people when your IQ, when your blood pressure is higher than the IQ of a genius, that is not a good. That is not good. No.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that there was some white coat syndrome there happening.
Yeah, I'm going to measure him again here. I will. Do you know what your blood pressure is, Chris?
Usually whenever I have it checked, it's about 110/80.
Oh, wow.
About the general standard for me. Every once in a while I'll get that white coat syndrome where it kind of bumps it up a little bit, but the majority of the time it is fairly low.
That's good. Do you work out? Do you do cardiorespiratory, any kind of exercise, or no?
Yeah, I definitely make sure to. I try to go on a walk every day. 30-minute walk every day.
That helps.
It helps out a lot, and not only for cardiovascular health, but also for. I've noticed for me, especially for mental health, I'm able to clear my mind, think of different thoughts or ideas that I might have, or how to work through troubling situations that I might be under. So walking really, really helps me in that aspect too. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that I definitely do. Some things that I could always do better, but yeah, walking is the biggest thing for me.
That probably contributes, Christopher, to your blood pressure being 110/80.
Oh, it has to, absolutely, yeah.
How old are you, Christopher?
This year I'll be 40.
Oh, man. I want to ask, you're a young guy. You feel good? You look great. I mean, you look healthy. Does your beard sweat? Chris is so handsome. Yeah, I mean, he is so handsome. And he's got this beard. How long have you had that beard?
I've had the beard now for 14 years.
Oh, my Lord.
Since we got married, yeah, 14 years.
Was this out of protest or something? Did you?
No, it was really funny. It was actually my wife. My wife was, I started growing a little bit of facial hair. I had the 5 o'clock shadow. And then she goes, you look really good with a beard. And
in Pittsburgh Hospital.